Hi guys, welcome along to Rogue Trader. Finally. And down a little bit. Great music though. Right, I know nothing about the Rogue Trader system. Let's begin. Yes, you can have the data. So obviously there's going to be DLC and so on in the future. Take up the mantle of a rogue trader, the scion of an ancient dynasty of daring privateers that reign over their trade protectorate, and explore the fringes of the known galaxy. Darkness looms over the bloodlines of the von Valancius as it faces multiple threats from within its own ranks and without, as countless enemies seek to destroy the most daring and brave agents of humanity. It is up to you to hold the reins of the Shatter Protectorate and forge a new path for the von Valancius dynasty. I'm going to have to get that right. Currently finding itself in a vortex of wars, intrigues, calamities, and heresy. The stakes are high and rise even higher as you cross paths with terrifyingly powerful and ambitious adversaries in the darkness of the Coronis Expanse. So, I'm going to go with daring, just because it gives no bonuses to anyone. And I feel like if I went for the hard, I'd be absolutely pummeled. Gradually up to the values above, reaching them by the end of Chapter 1. Enemy stats including wounds are not reduced. Enemies inflict full damage. So this is like your base scale there. So we're going to go with that. It's going to be a lot of reading and a lot of learning. Rogues for the Rogue God, Traders for the Trade Throne. Yeah. How you doing, my Nigel? Choosing this difficulty is not recommended for players not familiar with it. That's fine. We're going to learn as we go. Regenerated character, no. I wouldn't imagine anyone is using a pre-generated character today. Look at all this stuff we have to do. So I'm thinking a plasma gun and a sword. Maybe a chain sword. Good, it changes the character to match your portrait. That's sweet.
Macro cannons, volley! A new challenge for me.
I am but a vessel for the higher purpose. Look upon the Emperor's faithful and tremble.
I don't need luck. I have strategy. Time to reap the spoils of the battle. Success is the only outcome I accept.
Whispers, guide my hand. Ruinous favor prevails.
Hey, critical hits.
What curiosity unveils itself?
To
I
arms!
think we're going pragmatic male anyway. I kind of like that look. Might keep that look. Not worried about the look. Too much. Is what it is. Here's where we start getting into things. Looking forward to this game. I've been looking forward to this game for a long time. It's terrible because Railroader is coming out in like 3 hours as well, and I kind of want to look at that. But this definitely, yeah. I love Warhammer. So, survival instinct. Once per combat, when the wounds of a Death Portal character drop below 30%, they gain 20% of their maximum wounds as temporary wounds. Okay. So if they have a temporary wound, they get plus 20 to dodge and armor. 20%. Excuse me. God, there's going to be so many stats that I just don't know. Voidborn. Is it? See, I don't want to go through all this and then be wrong for what I want. Watching would I need my sound, need to even... Oh, is it? That's melee. Soldier gets run and gun and revel and slaughter. Can I see the features of that, please? Oh no, it's not going to tell me. Oh, that sucks. Doesn't give me the information. Oh, okay, we can click into it there. Never mind. I'll click into it here. Run and gun. A soldier gains plus 2 agility bonus MP over 2. Okay. Their attacks cost -1 AP less. Does not count towards their attack limit per turn. So if you have a 1 AP attack, their next attack costs 1 AP less. Excuse me. Until the end of the next turn, the soldier becomes winded. While winded, the soldier suffers -10 penalty to ballistic skill and cannot run and gun. That's fair enough. Soldier immediately removes the winded effect until the end of combat. Soldier gains the following bonuses. It's making a number of extra attacks equal to the weapon's rate of fire. Oh, that's not gonna be huge if I'm using like a plasma pistol or a plasma gun, right? Immediately reloads their current weapon. Your attacks do not expend AP. So you get an immediate reload. You get an immediate reload. Every new enemy you target is a critical hit. And you... Okay, and they don't cost AP. Using the weapon attack that costs the least AP. That's what I'm thinking, like... That would be good with a plasma pistol then? These get bonuses there to your skills. You get Revel and Slaughter there. Then you get your Firearm Mastery and a talent. For each adjacent ally, your soldier deals +5 plus your ballistic skill bonus. Damn. The crit damage increases by 1% whenever you damage an enemy. Cover efficiency. Alright, let's go back here. So we can go Bounty Hunter, Master Tactician, or Arch Militant. You get versatility. Types of attacks can be single shot, single melee attack, area shot, or burst shot. So you can go between single and burst shot. I'm still thinking like a plasma pistol and a chainsword. You know, classic. At the end of combat, the Arch Militant can make one additional attack each turn, including one additional attack on the turn his heroic act was used. The first attack after using the ability, and each turn afterwards costs 0 AP. So you could use your like multi-shot attack if you had it, Ooh. Grants additional AP on the 20th rank. How many levels can you get? What's max level in Rogue Trader? Analyze enemies, dismantling attack. Oh, now it's letting me hover over them? Okay. You can go Assassin, Bounty Hunter. What's Bounty Hunter? Mark an enemy in combat as prey whenever the Bounty Hunter kills a target marked as prey. They gain a stackable bonus until the end of combat. Okay. Oh, this is going to be mad. What does Officer do? Officer kind of gives out commands, right? Immediately grants an ally an extra turn. Just to be aware, I know nothing about the Rogue Trader system. I've kept away from videos of the game. I've watched a little bit of the intro and stuff, but that's it. Fellowship. Okay. The Fellowship is your main stat as the officer. And what's Master Tactician? Press the advantage. Empowers the next attack to deal 4% additional damage for every stack of tactical advantage the Master Tactician has. Loses half their stacks of that. For every 5 momentum gained by the Master Tactician or their allies. I don't know anything about the momentum system either, so I need to look at that. All allies can have a line of sight on the enemies that is on. Make an immediate single attack against a random enemy within the zone. That's pretty sweet. Until the beginning of the Master Tactician's next turn, all the enemies that attacked or less value suffer minus 20 to their ballistic skill and weapon skill. Okay. And then your Fellowship gets reduced from 40 until the end of combat. Oh, and it tells you the characteristics here. Okay, cool. Ballistic skill. Now, am I being silly in thinking that all forms of ranged weapons? Okay, that's all I needed to know. That's all I needed to know. Strength, perception, agility, and ballistic skills, awareness, demolition, athletics, and Medicae. Damn it. Legion, commerce, coercion, carouse, and lore. You get ballistic skill and weapon skill. What's weapon skill actually mean? Is that all melee weapons and so on? Top here. Close combat. Oh. Core focus. Extra turns, single target buffs, rescuing allies, and momentum. And, oh. Range attacks, cover and dodge, burst fire, and area attacks. Precise single attacks, defense preparation, area debuffs, and consistent firing position. Oh. Maybe the operative is the way to go. What's Grand Strategist? Front lane and back lane and rear. First turn, all 3 areas can be created In the following turn, only one of them can be created. All areas can be moved with corresponding abilities and cannot overlap. If there are two or more grand strategists in the party, the combat tactics areas are common for all grand strategists. Okay. What way do they work then? You're designating areas. Regardless of abilities used, the grand strategist always acts first in combat. Cannot be more than one front line, back line, or rear. Okay. So we just give out bonuses, but where does it tell us what bonuses we give out? Grand strategy chooses one combat tactics area. Every ally inside that area gains an additional turn with 1 AP and 2. Wow. I think we might go officer. I was thinking soldier, but we might go officer. Defense weapons, temporary wounds, absorbing attacks, and attack redirection. This is going to be a really rough playthrough because, like I said, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so if we're going officer, fellowship, willpower, and toughness. That'll be a -5 to fellowship, which we don't want. Reroll any failed attack, dodge, parry characteristic or skill test with a 20% chance of success. Cannot be greater than the base success chance of the roll. Additionally, any enemy dodge or parry against the Voidborn character has a 20% chance to fail after a successful roll. That's kind of cool. Now it would be willpower and intelligence, and I've already forgotten. Willpower, toughness, and fellowship. Bloody mess. 10% chance to deal double damage. Nice. It's like Fallout vibes there. Using a non-damaging ability on an ally grants the ability the ally. Wow. If we're using the officer abilities, we'll be using like bring it down, voice of command. All of the officer's abilities can be applied to the voice of command from any distance. During the extra turn, there is no attack limit. Nice. So then... Wow. Anytime an ability or talent uses the fellowship bonus, a Voidborn character can use intelligence if it is higher. Additionally, Voidborn characters can always upgrade intelligence even if they're archetype. Oh. So we can have our intelligence be our main thing instead of our fellowship. So all of these bonuses would apply. That bonus would apply to our intelligence instead. You can use willpower instead of... Sorry, they can use their fellowship instead of willpower when checking resistance checks. Sorry, I keep doing this. We do need our willpower, though. Like, I don't want to take anything that reduces our willpower or fellowship. Like a Forge World. Not really. That doesn't get any feature. Oh, wait. Oh. Except for weapon skill or ballistic skills to add a +10 bonus. So we can get +10 to fellowship. Warp and Xenos lore are 0, always. No heresy. All allies excluding Xenos in the current party gain +5 to the same characteristics as chosen. Okay. Doing my part. Oh, -5. Fortress World, of course, never stop shooting. I think I'm gonna go Voidborn. All chances of all creatures, including enemies. Wow. So when you're at full health, you have a bit of a... Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna go Voidborn. In our origin... God. I think it would be weird for a Voidborn person to go into the Astra Militarum. So have a quick look at all the bonuses. Commissar would give us fellowship. Enemy target. The target becomes marked. The ally who kills the marked enemy gains an additional turn after the current one with +2 AP and 4 MP. All allies gain an additional 1 AP for the next round. You can only use once per combat. You don't gain that anything from that. Jesus. Be available after origin advancement. If the Commissar is adjacent to an enemy, all their allies gain resolve. If the Commissar's ally is under the effects of at all costs, that ally suffers +50% damage but gains AP and MP. Okay. When momentum is less than 100 points, that's pretty cool. I think momentum gives you like access to your hero skills and so on, right? Or your big skills. Damn. So if we mark a target and we could get an ally to kill that target, and they'll get an extra turn, and then all our allies will gain an extra AP and MP for the next round. Oof. He's an officer archetype. But we can we'll be choosing like an archetype, then we can have like subsets of that, can we? Because if we choose Commissar, will we have the officer archetype, but then if we chose soldier as well, would that still be on our character as 2 archetypes? Crime Lord gains plus intelligence bonus stacks for the Surefire plan effect. So are these all based off of Surefire plan? Okay. Crime Lord attacks, they deal plus 10 of the percentage bonus more damage, or perception bonus. Yeah. Willpower and toughness lower, Medicaid. I don't think we'll be going near priest. Probably be going Commissar. What the hell about that? With the bicorn. For 1 round, the Navy officer and their allies in a 3-cell radius gain plus 2 deflection for each archetype. For each archetype taken by a Navy officer, right? Okay. That'll improve our fellowship. Cannot be forcefully moved or over-penetrated. Can only be used once. Yeah. A noble. Noble assigns 1 ally who will become their servant until the end of combat. Fellowship and intelligence. Persuasion. Gains 1 AP for their next turn. Plus 2 movement every turn. If the servant has less than 30% maximum wounds, you can you serve me once more. Designate a new servant. Servant kills the target, then the noble dealt damage to last turn. Noble gains 1 AP next turn. Okay. I think we're gonna go Commissar. I think we're gonna go Commissar. Or Triumph. Apex of Brilliance. You played a key role in exposing a conspiracy among your superior officers in the Astral Militarum because of +5 logic. Makes your rational arguments more convincing and allows you to notice any logical inconsistencies in other people's words. Also, it helps you to operate cogitators more efficiently, may give access to new dialogue options. Manipulate others through intimidation. Probably good for a Commissar. Demolition, no. Your name has become a synonym for loyalty and valor, and your visage has adorned many Imperial Guard propaganda posters. Go for coercion. Or logic. I do like to be logical. We'll see how it is. I'm sure we get a rundown. Darkest Hour. Souls of all who perish in the brutal offensive still haunt your nightmares and torture your soul. No, they don't. Falsely accused of cowardice who were forced to suffer through a humiliating tribunal. Reduce our persuasion. You were attacked by a group of renegade guardsmen during a mutiny and were beaten half to death. Our athletics. Ooh. Yeah, I think we want to be able to perceive things. Our athletics is going to take another hit, I think. And we're going... Yeah, I think we're going officer. The White Barn Commissar, Illustrious Glory, Shadow Torment Officer. Characteristics. We've got 35 available points, so I kind of want to bring strength back up to the norm, right? Our fellowship is at 35. We want high fellowship, though. I think we bring that up. That's our logic, which is done by our intelligence. Fellowship would be persuasion, coercion, and commerce. One extra ballistic skill. Willpower doesn't affect anything there, okay. Reflects character's ability to withstand the horrors of the warp, the terrors of space, and by willpower allows characters to exert control over a crowd and interrogate a heretic. Also increase the chance of resisting negative mental effects. Of course, our strength. Yeah, we have a -5 from being Voidborn, but then that's okay. Each bonus point of toughness you gain plus 10% wounds. Also affects crowds. Agility affects demolition. We're not too worried about that. I think I just go to the fellowship. I think there should be a third ship here because of the addition I got, but it is what it is. Go sword class or firestorm class? I think we go firestorm class. Got the macro cannon turret on the front. Plasma cannons on the side. That's not a Nova cannon though, right? Frigate doesn't have a Nova cannon on it, I can't remember. So our athletics is a little bit down. But we get that back with our Commissar. Alright, let's begin. ruined.
An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
Just see it peeking a little bit. Okay. We are Commissar, so we're going to be like, you know, straight down the middle. Really not awe-inspiring sight. You have a particular reason for disturbing me?
My apologies. I did not seek you out to pester you with unwanted attention.
Indeed.
Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtfir, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship Rogue Trader Theodora von Valencias. At your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
That's our second name. Divisional Commissar of the Officio Prefectus, Fhiachs Zanata. You can hover over highlighted words to learn more about them. Subject of the Imperium with a unique hereditary title. Rogue Trader is tasked with exploring and exploiting the still uncharted regions of the galaxy for the benefit of mankind.
My regards, Commissar. Finding you was a difficult task given your parents' fate and your upbringing in the Schola Progenium. Truly, our meeting is an act of providence, is it not?
Smiles faintly, but you're not sure if it is directed at you.
I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you, or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this void ship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valencias, and carry the burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with Her Ladyship. Bear it with honor.
I kind of want to ask him what he's about already. With a curious title, Master of Whispers, what are your responsibilities?
To put it plainly, I am the head of the network of spies and informers who serve the interests of House von Valencias. I uncover weak links both among Lady Theodora's retinue and in the ranks of her rivals. I eliminate our vulnerabilities and exploit those of others.
I assume you had some goal in mind when you decided to seek me out. Let us address it.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far. The Lord's Captain and Master Egelthrad von Valencius are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
So, rogue trader Theodora von Valencius does something, so we have to follow him. I love it. I'm sure there's a couple of people that aren't used to like Warhammer that don't realize this is the inside of a ship. Interactable objects. Excuse me. Some objects in the game can be interacted with in a special way. They are marked with specific icons. Study objects, others will transfer the character to neighboring locations or launch a small event. When you're close enough, they become... Okay, that's grand. Hold tab, grand. Tech Enforcer. Here is your head again. I'll hand you over to the tech priest for servitorization. Nice. Oh, that's blood. Should that be bleeding? Huh. Thought begets heresy, heresy begets retribution. To question is to doubt, ignorance is a virtue. My armor is contempt through truth begets hatred. They people interfering in the operation of the sacred mechanism of the service machine spirits in the name of the Omnissiah refrain from any further. Okay. Massive conference table, obviously crafted from real wood. Resource of incredible value. Fortified ship. Lieutenant Shaw gave the senior officer another public dressing down recently. I don't know what it is at the time, but Werson would latch on to any slip up as an excuse to give someone an earful. Techno map. Switch the data on the vid screen. Or show the data, excuse me. Sacred mechanism has been interfered with without due reverence. The duration of the data processing cycle has tripled. Okay. So, he's over there. Candidate order with a copy of the 2348 volume of the Lex Imperialis, the Codex of the Sacred Laws of the Imperium. Can I do something about autosave slots? That's fine. Tooltip delay. We're showing the tooltip on. Actually, that can be raised like a little bit. Party animations and everything is up there. That's fine. Auto end turn. Nope, that's good. There's nothing to keep that text on screen that a little bit longer. Oh, camera. If anyone's wondering what settings I'm running, go through that. That's all fine. Yeah, we're good.
Is there money to be made?
one of the Fon Valencia's trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
Yes, yes I would.
What's happening? Run! The servitors have gone berserk!
No mercy to those who oppose Fon Valancius.
You've been ambushed. The battle begins. Survive in the grim darkness of the far future. Will need to face enemies of all kinds and fight for your life. Instant tutorials will familiarize you. Okay. Ooh. Okay. All battles in the game are turn-based and take place in a grid, yeah. On their turn, the character can move, attack, and use their abilities. Click the cell, double-click left mouse button to move on it. Every second diagonal cell uses 2 MP. Can't get into cover anywhere. We do have a pistol. Range is 6. Ah, okay, cool. We get a... So we can preview our shots. Cool. There's to move over there. So can I line that up and do that? So we'll do between 11 and 15. Commissar applies the following effect. Oh yeah, we might as well do that, right? Can only be used once per turn unless affected by a specific talent or ability. Okay. That's that done. So you should be marked, right? Can I examine you? You are marked, I can see it there. Right click brings this up. Cool. Yeah, you are now marked. Conrad, put that on you. Exploit, excuse me. Okay. Good shot. Purge the heretics. Okay, Conrad, you could have shot him. So I was just noticing that I was able to move and then click that, and then it boosts their characters per 6 by plus 13. Additionally, all of the officer's abilities can be applied to the target. So if I do you, you're next. She's probably gonna miss anyway, but let's
On
just
it.
give the voice of command. If I go there, yeah, do that.
I'll make it happen. Your end was inevitable.
A little framey. Okay.
What suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
Who else knew he was coming to get me? We're a Commissar, we're going to be suspicious of everyone. Enjoyed the game I have extensively. Alright, Plumber. Thank you, bud.
I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
Ah. Cool. Can I loot? Part of the surface of the head were still smoldering. It would seem the cause of the malfunction was short-circuiting of the motive force. Tarantula sentry gun, nice. Lehman Russ, of course. Reclaimed and restored by the grace of the God Emperor. First to breach the capital walls during the pacification of the Vortex on. However you say that. Bonus per signal, so I can't really watch. Just wanted to pop in and give me some support. Appreciate it, dude. Thank you very much. What's this? Volatile alloy, which upon closer examination turns out to be a handcrafted object. Symbols carved with the purple tool are available on the surface. Black shard resembling obsidian. If you look closer, you can discern a strange, barely perceptible glow inside the artifact. Always fun. Massive golden amalgam interspersed with sparkling particles.
I always keep my options open.
Stone pedestal is no doubt solid, but its surface shimmers and changes hue, as if someone had captured a piece of turbulent sea within a rock.
I always have a backup plan.
Strange object that resembles sea coral. The porous surface is pitted, a sign that it has been underwater. Grey green crystal with white veins. A low hum can be heard coming from the artifact. That's always good in this universe. Nice little hum. The exhibit is unfinished. Another symbol of the House von Valencia's valor will be displayed here at some point in the future. Ship, do not worry, all threats have been eliminated. It's absolutely safe here.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Check if we missed anything. No, nothing we can do there. We're kind of on rails, I think.
Keep your wits about you.
So we have a stub revolver, no inventory yet, no gear at all. So we can be heretical, dogmatic, or iconoclast. Belief in the value of human life and freedom. Nope. Dogmatic. Belief in the holiness and infallibility of the laws of the Imperium. Probably going dogmatic. Is there willpower? What is our willpower like actually? 35 and yeah, that's alright. Improve the combat abilities of their allies, turning them into an even greater threats on the battlefield. That said, I do want to have like the Eldar sniper. Reinforced shield has a 50% chance to reinforce one additional random void shield sector. Cooldown of focused efforts is reduced by one. Oh, the ship combat. I haven't even seen the ship combat properly. So we can have 3 archetypes. Okay. We have no reputation, that makes sense. Fellowship of the Void. Imperial Navy. Caspalica mission. The Prusians. and explorators. That's Inquisition, right? Ah. Okay. Lives carrying around people around the decks move with a loud and grinding noise.
Rise to the top, or get left in the
Beg your
dust.
pardon, your lordship. After the incident with the servitor, the passage is closed to everyone. The Archmilton says otherwise. There. Marked. Sure we didn't miss anything over here. Okay. That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora. Said the man dressed in peculiar garb, his voice high with tension, his face, half which is covered with sin skin, is twisted within a grimace of displeasure and disbelief. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide, practically an admission of heresy. Excuse me, then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation. No worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Aeon 6? Brad? Let's survey the room. First impression of Ethelred, who appears to be about 30 years old, is of parchment-like skin stretched over a tightly bundled mass of sinew, implants, and bone, and nervously twitching fingers. His face twisted with a slight tick, and the jerky movements are all signs of some illness or defect that has taken over his physical form. That doesn't sound good. In stark contrast to Ethelred, Theodora van Valencia's features appear as if they were carved from marble, eternal and indestructible. Head raised high, proud posture, hands clasped casually behind her back. Everything seems to emphasize the difference status between her and Ethelred, except her hands are down by her side. Between the two of them you see two more men. One is a grey-haired officer of impeccable bearing who is studying the contents of his data slate. The other is a behemoth bristling with holsters and baldricks containing all manner of weapons. Our second candidate is Gynus. The dry female voice and the powerful feeling of being watched force you to look at Theodora. The rogue trader is looking straight at you, and her gaze, like herself, is predatory and oppressive. Fhiachs, approaching, give me your answer. Passive skill tests. Character skills reflect their knowledge and capabilities. Some dialogues automatically initiate some skill tests. Such a test succeeds, new information will be revealed, or a hidden dialogue option will unlock. Party members with the highest score of the applicable skill is selected for each given. Okay, that's good. Oh, it tells you if you're going to succeed, or it already has succeeded. Consider this hypothetical situation. Eon 4 or Eon 6. New world on the fringes of the Cronus expanse. High seismic activity. Regular magma eruptions. Metaphoric rock deposits. Prospects of large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. Mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure? Those spirits could be the natives' names for dangerous aliens. I would first verify that is indeed the case. And if the population of Eon 6 engages in Xeno worship, there are ways to confirm whether that is happening on Interworlds. It might cost several psychers to do so, but it will give us an answer. My former Commissar, I would continue sending in more people, one crew after another, until someone succeeded in their service to humanity in the conquest of Ion 6. Found out the evidence of heresy over, I would put my interests first, no matter what means I would have to use. I do like the Commissar answer, but we have to think of the rogue trader answer as well. Go with the Xenos. Reasonable and prudent, however, chasing after ethereal creatures may prove a rather long and fruitless endeavor. There. Apart from Xenos, an untrodden planet might be teeming with a myriad of horrors that are far more dangerous and difficult to eradicate. I suspect that you are simply unaware of their existence. Find your tone most disagreeable. You will kindly alter the manner in which you address me, or you will live to regret the consequences. We are both servants of the God Emperor and Lady Theodora. Does it become anyone of our status to engage in petty feuds? Well, kind of, yeah. You gave a straight answer to a simple question, which, as I understand, was still more than you could do. Insolent, ignorant upstart, how dare you? Battletech, I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officer's deck instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of compartments in his purview. Beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I, well, forgot at the time. So why am I here? Was it not you that sent for me? Oof. You have seeded the opening that was offered to you in a woeful display of meekness. Admittedly, this tendency is equally strong in all who pile the Emperor's services. Immutable hierarchy, absolute obedience, flexibility, compulsion to please. I value none of these things from the moment my advice came for you. The terms of your existence changed. My name is Theodora von Valancius, Massimo of Scaris. I'm a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of Humanity. My rights and freedoms are vindicated by my most sacred relic, the warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness beyond the Empyrean and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign, and both death and ruin to us all. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon, resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. You, Fhiachs, are one of those with the von Valancius blood in their veins, and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes. Does it mean there are other heirs? Naturally. Some have yet to arrive on board, but you have had the pleasure of meeting one of them, Battletech. Maybe somewhat disconcerted by the scale of the responsibilities that may potentially fall upon his shoulders. However, I have a good feeling about him as a candidate. Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming a bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful. Not for the role of Lord Captain, but for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share our blood. Conrad Whitehair served me for many years before he made his mistake. Did I hear you correctly? The Master of Whispers is related to you. His kinship to me is most distant, as is yours. Nonetheless, he does bear the name von Valencius. Even if he avoids using it publicly, and as such, strictly speaking, can be considered my heir. That door, however, is closed to him. Whitter's performance in his current role is satisfactory, or it used to be at least. I'm ready to take on this sacred purpose. Oh yes, you would be, wouldn't you? The question is, am I ready to choose you over the rest? You came aboard hours before the warp jump and have not yet distinguished yourself in any way. As things currently stand, I have doubts that you are suitable for the role of rogue trader. Thank you for clarifying. I'm not even going to mention the other guy. Thank you for clarifying. May I ask you my questions now? The Vox affixed to Theodora's attire suddenly comes to life, but all you can hear is unintelligible noises. Theodora winces, shuts off the transmission, and gives you an imperious nod. I have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of the warp. My presence is required on the bridge. The navigator translation. If you don't know about Warhammer, there's going to be a lot of things. Talk about that. Gracious Lord Commissar is waiting for myself. An incident took place in the opera's deck. Some servitors went berserk and attacked the crew. If that's so, perhaps the technomats were careless during maintenance. Or could be the warp playing tricks on us, in spite of the Geller field. Or perhaps there is something to all the stories about the ship being possessed after all. That the Geller field protects everyone inside the ship from the effects of the warp as we're traveling. What do you throw for the God Emperor's sake? Surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread about by uneducated riffraff. Enough, Abelard. Such hearsay amuses me. Adira eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. The ship is thousands of years old. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folk speak of specters dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live. What are my current responsibilities? Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard the vessel and in your new position. Eventually, you'll find a post that suits you. I will find a post that suits you as I did for Edelbrad. Till that time comes, consider yourself my aide. Gracious Lord Captain, surely there are ways I can prove myself to be a worthy heir. That sounds kind of like... I don't know. Where's your ship headed? The Owlcat system, the domain of rogue trader Winterscale, one of my peers and rivals. Only 3 rogue traders exist in the Cronus Expanse, and each of them possesses resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House von Valencius in surpassing both of them in influence and splendor. Set a course for Rickard. On the demand. She gives you a stern look, then shrugs. For a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall yet apprise you of the purpose of this voyage, but not this time. Except by not asking questions of this sort, I have no need for sycophants, that's what I was thinking. I'll draw my conclusions when an opportunity to prove yourself arises, but as for then, you'll be granted that opportunity only the God Emperor knows. In that case, I shall head to Theodora's Vox awakens once more. This time, you pick up shouting. The Lord Captain freezes, listening to the Voxcast, then nods and draws her weapon. Disturbance reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, the need rise to protect the new blood. She glanced at you. It's possible that the chance to prove yourself may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated.
You will beg for mercy, but I will grant none.
Spare none of them!
All combatants act in turns, and their order is determined by an initiative roll. The order of turns is displayed on the left-hand side of the screen, from bottom to top. The character at the very bottom goes first. Yeah, it's actually pretty tidy, and it keeps the top of the screen clear, like that. Like that. We've been ambushed, so...
Reduced to dust!
Nice. Nice. Melta.
I've suffered worse. One fewer target.
Use cover to avoid enemy attacks. Cover that the character can hide behind is marked with a shield, or a shield with a skull. Standing close to the character will automatically take up an advantageous position. In this case, the chance that enemy attacks will hit the cover and not the character behind them increases. Will not receive a bonus if attacked from the side. Yeah. Speaking of, if I go there, I have views on you three. Kind of want to give him another turn. What's that effect on us? Plus 50 ballistic skills. Nice. But I can't do that.
I won't compromise my principles.
So I can double click to move there now, or I can click once and then show my attack and just line that up. A chance to kill her.
It's as good as done.
Nice. Okay, can't do that. Critical hit. Your character just landed a critical hit and deals increased damage equal to the character's critical damage stat. 100% other. Each weapon has its own critical damage stat. Additional hit chance. Neatly laid out, I like that. And our momentum is rising. That doesn't let us do anything yet, and we don't have any skills there yet. Okay. Cool. Enter. Abelard getting wrecked.
Yeah!
Nice.
How'd you like this?
Plasma, yes, I want to
Just a
plasma
minor setback. Reduced to dust.
Wrecking fools. Huh, he must have 908, it didn't hit Abelard. Characters receive a temporary positive effect from an ally. Such effects enhance your character's capabilities in combat in some way. Or over the yeah, okay. We looked at that. We have better ballistic skills. So if we crit you, then we kill you. No cover there. Those two, we'll just take the shot here.
Who if not me?
Of course. I think we'll stay in cover. Your character has just missed. Put your character with a decent weapon and place them at an advantage point. So, obviously high ground counts. Our talents to increase the perception and ballistic skill characteristics. Cool.
One fewer target.
Nice. March should finish this. Excuse me. Theodora waves her hand in a commanding gesture. More, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Now let a single horse and survive. Rogue Trader turns her eyes to you. Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto the deck. Not bad. See many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat in the upper decks. All sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel. Looks at the Vox in her hand, which is like a radio, walkie-talkie kind of thing. All you can hear is lifeless static. The incident with the rampaging servitors may be connected to what is transpiring now. Possibly, quite likely. Theodora winces and flicks the switch on her Vox a few times. We will investigate at a later time. Right now, we need to isolate the affected compartments and try to assess the situation. What are your orders? Mort has gone ahead to clear paths for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the Archmilitant requires aid, and be quick about it. There loot? There's no loot? A tool that'll allow me to check status of distant compartments that are out of Vox range. We have to wait for Mort's results first. No loot?
Let us not dawdle.
Let us dawdle a little bit.
I always have a backup plan.
Concerned about the disrupted communication with the Navigator's Sanctum, we should have already approached the translation point and proceeded to real space. But that didn't, okay.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Continue onwards, so. I don't know if I'm going the right way, but maybe. Oh yeah, there's your man. Cool. Second mouse gun. Nice. Conrad! Province, you're alive and well. All was in time, eh, Conrad? The moment we finish chasing off the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after fighting's done. You'd set your chrono by it. I like Mort. Mort, pull yourself together. Gareth Middleton looks back at you. What, did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here, I'll report right away. Mort pulls his box from the belt and hurriedly reports the situation. Master of Whispers, what's happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silenced. The Vox Master is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my Archmilitant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Severe case of warp madness. If some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve, report. Yeah, the warp is this alternate dimension of horrors and everything called the Immaterium, where we travel through it instead of like hyperspace or anything like that, and it's incredibly dangerous. I've not yet received word from the Engineering regarding any Geller field failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I'm receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only vox casts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny. Shouldn't the Master of Whispers know about a mutiny being planned? Mutiny against the Emperor's anointed. Execute the traitors, every last one of them. First we have to confirm that the bridge and the Navigator's Sanctum are secure, and I have the means to do both things at once. Ethelthred, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons. I've tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on the transitional deck 18. Blast it, Master of Whispers. Find Ethelthred immediately. Then I shall locate Slass and Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Archmilitant with me. I must go to my study, and it appears that we might encounter heretics along the way. Fhiachs. If I may, Lord Captain, transitional deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Ethelthred back, I could use some support. After all, I'm not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the house as the esteemed Archmilitant. Taking into consideration Ethelthred's psychic powers, then it's settled. Okay. Fhiachs, find Ethelthred and bring him here in whatever stage you find him. This elevator, she points to the massive door, leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers in the bridge. Do not let me down, I require you both. Do you understand? I shall do everything in my power. Not everything in your power, you will do as I say. I'll have your head if you fail, is that clear? Then move out. Mort, come. What if Conrad was to, like, have an issue? Irritate 18 is the long walk, you don't even have the proper gear. I have a proposition. Since I'm a more important person here, you can go in front and shield me from potential threats. You'd better not fail me. The Lord Captain made it clear that relying on you is fraught with risk. He pales at your words, but you cannot tell if it's because of shame or fury. I see you've quickly learned Lady Theodora's trust. She's already sharing her closely guarded secrets with you. That is no longer relevant. With a pop and sharp crackle, something hits you in the abdomen and you're consumed by unbearable, gut-wrenching pain. Promise you a special destiny. It's time to fulfill it. You little bitch.